I'm Mike. My wife, Lily, and I share a dream we want to achieve together. That dream is to own a guest house. It has been a common dream for us since we met. Lucky for me, you are also keen on having a guest house. I've always wanted to run one. Of course, it makes me so happy to strive towards the same dream as you, Mike. Lily is truly wonderful, and we started preparing for our guest house venture even before we got married. If we're serious about this, we need to start saving money from now, don't we? Yay, that's true. Let's start saving a bit from both of our salaries every month. We should also set up a savings account. That sounds great. I agree with that idea. Lily immediately agreed with my suggestion, and from the beginning of our relationship, we started saving diligently for our guest house. What kind of food should we serve once our guest house is up and running? I think ordinary dishes won't excite our guests, so how about we create something that has full of originality that we can offer? With that, we began to learn cooking. At first, we struggled to come up with anything satisfactory, and it was a process of trial and error. However, as we got the hang of it, brainstorming ideas for dishes became more enjoyable. Thus, we managed to get married while preparing to open our guest house. A little after our wedding, the opening of our guest house was drawing near. It's almost time for the opening. Yes, it is. Right. I'm thinking it might be good to bring in an advisor, just to make sure we can satisfy our guests once we open. An advisor? Yeah. He's a good friend of mine and knows a lot about the hotel industry. That sounds good. I've been feeling like there might be room for improvement, so I think it's a good idea. Lily agreed, so I immediately contacted my friend, Alex. Alex was more than willing to discuss the guest house with us. Are these the exterior design and floor plans? Yes, they're still in the planning stage, and we haven't settled on a budget yet. I see. Alex came over right away and looked at the floor plans and conceptual photos of our guest house. What do you think? For a guest house of this size, the guest rooms might be a bit small. We should consider making them spacious but not too large, keeping them simple without being too plain. Is this an interior concept for the guest rooms? Yes. Based on what you've just said, we might need to rethink this part. Right. We should probably reconsider the guest room design once more. Alex's advice was precise and very informative. He pointed out things Lily and I hadn't noticed and highlighted areas where we hadn't paid enough attention. It made us realize that while it's important to create a comfortable working environment for us, we need to think more about the customers when operating the guest house. And so, Lily and I continued preparing for the guest house, and before we knew it, we were celebrating our 5th wedding anniversary. By the way, didn't you say you guys just celebrated your 5th anniversary? Yay, that's true. Having our regular one-on-one drinks with Alex, he suddenly asked such a question. Upon my confirmation, he smiled broadly. Then, this is for you as a celebration of your anniversary, and I think it could benefit your guest house. What Alex slowly pulled out was an invitation to a hotel dinner. What is this? I just wanted to congratulate you both. You've both been working so hard. It's the least I can do. The name of the hotel written on the invitation was one of the top luxury hotels. But this place is... Don't worry about it. I just want to support your efforts. I mentioned it's for the guest house, but enjoy yourselves. Encouraged by Alex, we decided to visit the luxury hotel, partly as an inspecting mission for our guest house's future. Wow, are you sure it's okay to be in such a luxury place? Standing in front of the luxury hotel, Lily sparkled her eyes like a protagonist of a girl's cartoon. Alex told us to enjoy it. For his sake too, we have to inspect properly and make our guest house a success. That's right. The visit to the luxury hotel seemed to boost Lily's motivation, and I felt truly relieved. And as we entered the luxury hotel, Excuse me, sir? Yes. Before we could reach the front desk, we were stopped by someone who seemed to be the manager at the entrance. What is it? As Lily and I looked puzzled, the manager sized us up from head to toe, then snorted dismissively. Do you think you belong in this hotel? Pardon? What do you mean by that? How rude. Hey, Lily. I hurried to stop Lily as she seemed ready to confront the manager. But, indeed, my judgment was not wrong. Put people to bark a lot. What? Excuse me, you're the manager of this hotel, right? Isn't that quite true to say? Even if you're not in a managerial position, don't you realize that's the lowest thing someone can say? As I held Lily back and confronted the manager, he stepped back quietly, as if he wanted us to keep our distance. Because I smell the sin of poverty on you. Do you even realize what you're saying? Enough, please leave. Having poor people around is a great inconvenience to our other noble guests. Lily, let's go. Raising my voice drew unwanted attention, and the stares from the onlookers were painful. Realizing there was no point in continuing the conversation, I urged Lily to leave, but she was trembling with anger next to me. Lily. Unforgivable, and you call yourself a manager of a reputable hotel. Please, keep your voice down. Other guests are getting disturbed. I can't believe it. We'll sure to bring it down. Mike, let's go. After venting her frustration at the manager, she grabbed my hand and quickly left the luxury hotel. I can't believe it. Hey, we should talk to Alex about this. He knows a lot about hotels, right? How can someone like him be a manager? Her anger didn't seem to subside all the way home, and she remained upset. It's understandable why she was angry, and I think her anger prevented me from physically confronting the manager. Following her suggestion, we immediately told Alex everything that happened. I see, so that's what happened. Alex awkwardly averted his gaze from us and apologized, seeming to feel guilty. He might have felt guilty since it was a luxury hotel he recommended. But it's not his fault. Alex isn't to blame, but I can't stand the thought of letting that manager off the hook. Yeah, I know what you mean. As if struck by an idea, Alex suddenly exclaimed, "Ah! How about we show that hotel manager what we're made of?" Huh? Let's open our guest house right away and start our business. If we can attract more guests and become more popular than that hotel, we'll have our revenge on the manager. I agree. Before I could even respond, Lily jumped up, lively and in agreement. From then on, Lily, Alex, and I started to prepare for the opening of our guest house at a fast pace. Alex helped out quite often, and we were able to open a few months ahead of schedule. A month after making our resolution, we finally opened our guest house. We had promoted it on social media and distributed flyers, but on the opening day, not a single guest showed up. Maybe our advertising strategy was off. Lily sighed softly, looking at the ingredients we had prepared in anticipation of guests. It's just the first day. People need to see what kind of service they can get and if it's worth their money, so they're cautious. But they won't know unless they come, right? Even though we announced a grand opening campaign. We can get discouraged on the first day. We have to stay positive. Remember, running a guest house was our dream. Right. Yeah, let's keep our spirits up. Even though I reassured Lily, the fact that not a single guest came on the first day was quite disheartening for me too. Then, to our surprise, guests started pouring in the next day. The first guests arrived right at check-in time. Welcome. Oh, this is the place. What a charming guest house. Thank you very much. Following that first guest, more and more started to arrive. Lily and I became incredibly busy, which was overwhelming but also a pleasant surprise. Even weeks after opening, the influx of guests didn't cease. Welcome, we're glad you're here. This place has such a great atmosphere, really lovely. We're honored to hear that. Most of our guests were well-dressed, wearing expensive-looking clothes, suggesting they were of a high social status. We refrained from prying into our guests' private lives, but from overhearing their conversations, it was clear many were wealthy or owned businesses. It's amazing. Really. Maybe VIPs are spreading the word about our guest house. I wonder. I recalled a customer who came on the second day after we opened. Come to think of it, I believe he was wearing branded clothes. From that point on, our guest house continued to attract more guests and started to thrive. Around that time, someone barged into the guest house, flinging the door open with a loud noise. "Welcome." As I went to greet at the entrance, I found myself at a loss for words. The reason was that the person there was the hotel manager who had called us poor people. He seemed to have rushed over, judging by his heavy breathing. "You guys." Lily quickly joined me, and upon seeing the manager, she exclaimed, "Ah. So it was you poor people all along. What are you talking about? Why are you barging in like this? Our guests are flocking to your place. What did you do?" "Excuse me." Upon hearing the manager's explanation, it clicked for me. The guests who had been coming to our guest house lately were actually from that luxury hotel. "What are you here for?" "Lily, come down." "But..." Hearing our argument, Alex then emerged from the back. Upon seeing Alex, the manager looked visibly embarrassed. "What's up with you? What are you doing here?" "Alex, what are you doing here?" "I'm helping out at their guest house. Haven't I told you? And it's none of your business, isn't it?" "It is my business. Our hotel's guests are being taken away. How can I just sit by?" "Alex, is he a friend of yours?" Though I hesitated to interrupt the palpable tension between the two, my curiosity got the best of me, and I asked Alex, who responded with a laugh, "It's my brother, Tyler." "What? Brother?" "That's right. But this person is from that luxury hotel." "Yay, I know. I thought the same when you told me about it, that he's still up to his sneaky tricks." "Sneaky tricks? What's wrong with choosing guests suitable for our hotel?" "I'm saying you have no eye for it." "What?" "It's because of your lack of discernment that guests are being taken away by their guest house. Don't you get it yet?" Even to those of us who were unaware of the full situation, it was clear that there was some sort of conflict between the two. "The problem is with you, Alex. Just because you're the eldest, you took for granted that you'd inherit that hotel." "When have I ever taken anything for granted? You're the one who did wrong, and then you pinned it all on me, telling Mom and Dad it was my fault." From their conversation, it appeared that Alex was originally supposed to be the hotel manager. However, the current manager, his brother Tyler, wasn't pleased with this and would purposely turn away guests by calling them poor and sending them away, leading to complaints that he blamed on Alex. Upon hearing this, their parents were naturally furious and pushed Alex away from the family. As a result, Tyler ended up securing the position of manager for himself. "I'm utterly ashamed and disgusted by you as a brother. Do you have any idea how uncomfortable you made our guests feel? Have you ever considered the feelings of those guests you involved for your own greed? I don't care about guests who won't come back to the hotel." "Really?" "Wait, could it be, Alex?" "Mike, you're quite perceptive." As I was about to say something, Alex smiled cheerfully. Yes, Alex had been directing those guests he drove away to our guest house. More precisely, Alex had personally apologized to all the guests who had been made uncomfortable by Tyler and invited them to our guest house. Everyone I invited was really nice. Alex was right. All the guests who have visited our guest house so far have been very gentle, and they have been very satisfied with our service and the atmosphere of the guest house, leaving happily. Furthermore, some even gave us tips on top of the accommodation fee. "Thank you, I'm very satisfied with the wonderful service. Here's a little something. I had a very comfortable stay. Thank you, I'll come again. Please accept this as well. Recalling the kind and friendly guests, I was dumbfounded to think that Tyler had turned away such people, just like he did to us. You really have no eye for people, which is pitiful. Damn it, why is it always you? What did I do wrong? I did what I thought was right. What's wrong with acting for my own sake? You haven't learned your lesson at all. Well, that's enough talk. You tried to set me up, so it's only fair you receive this kind of treatment. Then, Alex took out his phone from his pocket and spoke to someone on the phone. Did you hear all that? Judging from his actions, he must have been connected the entire time. Who are you calling? Dad. On Alex's phone screen was the name Dad, and it was set to speaker mode. What, Dad? After his initial shock, Tyler's face drained of color. Hey, I heard everything. Dad, it's not what it seems. What do you mean it's not what it seems? You're disowned. Don't ever come back. Dad, please, don't do this. How am I supposed to live if I leave home? Despite Tyler's tearful pleas on the phone screen, his father seemed completely unresponsive to his cries, now that his misdeeds were laid bare. Well, that should do it. Thanks for listening, Dad. Good luck with running the hotel. Hey, Alex, don't you want to come back? The voice that had been stern with Tyler softened considerably when addressing Alex. Why would I? We need your help, Alex. We were wrong. Your mother feels the same way. Yes, Alex, I'm sorry we didn't believe in you. Please, would you consider coming back? No, I have a place where I belong now. Alex said that, then glanced at Lily and me. I realized that the special place Alex was talking about referred to this guest house we run together. And, after being treated like an outsider and not being trusted all this time, don't you think it's a bit too convenient to ask me back now? We are reflecting on that. Your father feels the same way. It doesn't matter how much you apologize, that's all. The conversation on the other end of the phone seemed to cut off as Alex ended the call unilaterally. Alex, are you sure about this? Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I might have said I'm not coming back in the heat of the moment, but can I continue to help out with the guest house? Lily and I exchanged smiles at his words. Of course, you've always been a part of this from the very beginning. This place was built by the three of us. Thank you. From then on, the three of us joined forces to run the guest house. With Alex's extensive experience and knowledge from the hotel industry, our business continued to grow and flourish.